Okay. We're back. We didn't quite finish this job up last time. We just frankly ran out of time. My face cam is a little dark tonight because I waited until like after 7 p.m. to stream today. And I don't feel like fighting with the ring light just to have my face. So the lighting is what it is. Sorry. But it's okay. It's not that big a issue. Okay. We're going to knock this out, hopefully get one more job done. Okay. Did I get everything on this side? Nope. Nope. I'm gonna have to get the scalpel to get that part. I got everything on this side, I think. Now I just need to get down here and get this. So we've been talking about a lot of different things lately on the show, covering a wide variety of topics. And I don't know what all we'll talk about today, but I did see a like 2 or 3 minute clip from the new Simpsons movie. It was like poorly animated storyboard just so they could have something conceptual to show the public. It showed Homer trying to catch a home run ball at a ball game, and he ended up running through all of Springfield and then ending up back at the ballpark just for Bart to catch it. It was funny. It was interesting. It'll be a perfect grand opening for the movie. They're just calling it the new Simpsons movie, which I think is kind of funny. Because I think they know they'll never do another one after this, so it's perfectly fitting. But lately I've been thinking about mulling over the possibility of pondering whether or not I should debate going back to Rick and Morty. I liked Rick and Morty, but the whole Szechuan sauce McDonald's thing, the viral videos, that like ruined it for me. And I was already on the fence about Rick and Morty because I thought it was a 10 out of 10 show, but it was too dark. It was too depressing, too existential crisis-y, you know, to get super into. And I don't know, I quit watching it because I couldn't take it anymore. I was already too depressed. I couldn't take it. Now, last night I started watching the Orville, which I thought was going to be goofier and sillier than it turned out being. It has its funny moments, but you're almost watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, which was the best version of Star Trek. Like I've seen a handful of episodes of the original series. It's kind of hard to watch. It's the fact that it's dated doesn't help. Next Gen is timeless. You could really watch that at any point and feel like it's real. But God, the original series is so rough around the edges. Now, Deep Space Nine and what was the other one? Voyager. I liked Voyager, but there was something about Voyager like being stuck on the other side of the galaxy that just, I don't know, it felt so, I don't know. It was okay. Deep Space Nine I didn't really care too much for. They played up the religious stuff too much. I don't know. With Star Trek, if you take away the space exploration and put your crew in one spot at all times, it kind of takes away from it. Voyager was nice because you were experiencing new aliens and new places that you had never experienced before, which was great. Literally had a blank check to write any story they wanted. Until they got to the dinosaur episode. God, that was just pitiful. That might be the worst episode of Star Trek ever made. I don't know. But that almost made me not want to finish Voyager, but anywho, I didn't watch the Lower Decks. I haven't watched any of the new Trek. The guys on Red Letter Media make new Trek sound so unappealing and just terrible that I don't bother. I think I tried Enterprise with what's his name from Quantum Leap. I didn't like it. I tried Strange New Worlds. I watched 1 or 2 episodes and didn't like it. Then there were the movies, movies that came out. I don't remember what year they came out. The full-length feature movies of the new cast in the new universe, or timeline, or whatever you want to call it. Those are okay. Lens Flare, the movie, pretty much. J.J. Abrams, there we go. I was trying to think of his name. But all of that aside, that's my history with Star Trek. The Orville is less goofy than I thought it would be, and better than I thought it would be. So it's nice. I haven't gotten through all of season 1 yet, so I'll let you know when I get through all of season 1. I guess it only had 3 seasons, which I kind of find disappointing. I wish it had had more. The thing is, like, Seth MacFarlane, you either like Seth MacFarlane or you don't. There's no in between with him. Like, I know Tyler can't stand him. A lot of people say that he's like narcissistic and loves himself and yada yada. And probably, maybe he does kind of give that vibe a little bit, but I don't care. I like him. I'm kind of waiting on American Horror Story to come back. It's about that time. I think it'll come back next month. It's a terrible show, but I love it. It's like campy and awful. Some seasons are better than the others. At this point, I just watch it out of tradition. The COVID years were hard. But yeah, you know, it's like I said the other day. Some stuff just runs for too long. Too many things are allowed to jump the shark, and it's just like, it's time to let her go, man. It's time to let her go. But I guess as long as he keeps getting paid, he'll keep bringing the show back. Well, you'll be able to sit in your sunroom now and have some light, which is nice. Oh, I bumped my head. So I'm streaming this on Friday night. Wednesday of next week, I'll leave to go on my trip, and then I'll be back that following Monday. So I'm thinking about recording some stuff to go out while I'm gone. Or I might just like save 1 or 2 things to go out and then just let the channel have some cool off time, which is something I should probably do. I don't think about, ooh, it's really orange out there. I don't think about that enough. One of the things one of the concepts that I had a few years ago was like every now and then take a week or 2 off to give people time to just watch some of the stuff I put out. But then I got to thinking about it. I was like, this stuff will be here forever. People can just kind of watch it whenever they want to, you know. I'm not a TV show where you have to keep up with every episode in real time. You can kind of just watch any series you want really at any time. So, I don't know. There's definitely a war happening on long form content. It's been happening for a while. Instagram, Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok in general. Like, people are getting to the point to where they just don't have the patience or the want to watch long videos. They want something vertical and 10 seconds or less. Well, today, I hadn't really thought about this. Today is Friday, which makes it 1 week since Lizzie passed. I think we got her ashes and everything back yesterday or the day before. I haven't really processed that yet. I need to. I got a 4-hour drive next week, followed by an 8-hour drive the next day. Maybe I'll just process it then. Get up there. Ooh. Okay. So I think that just leaves that stubborn little bit right there, which I can probably get if I climb up now. Nice. Up. The window. Let's see. I see a little silhouette of some dirt. Gotta move, gotta clean the damn window. Now it's clean. Up. Now. Yep. Now is when I'll move the scaffolding. And put it right here. How about right there? Yeah, that worked out. I'm gonna go down here. See it. Yeah. Okay. I think this is a good enough angle, but I can extend it out a little bit. You know what I do need to check? When we're in between jobs today, I need to see if we can buy any new equipment. That was one of the problems I had the first time is I kept forgetting to check if I could buy new equipment. I'm real bad about that in any game. Hello, friendo. Welcome in. So yeah, when we get finished with this job, I'll check and see if we can afford some new equipment. Although I have to say, I have a good bit of the equipment that I need. Why did my motion light come on? Lord. Man, I'm gonna have to go all the way back down there. No. Wow, the reach on this thing is insane. Wow, I can reach all the way over there. Wow. All right, hang on. Where? Okay, there. Let me back up and make the jump. How are you? I was gonna say, how is that still dirty? Okay. Oh, no! Darn it. Well, you know what? I can reach that from here with the long nozzle. All right. Oh, I missed a spot. A big fat spot. Okay. Let's see where and what. How. Oh. It's kind of a big chunk, isn't it? Oh Lord, the whole side of the house. Let me grab this thing. Oh no, it's not going to fit. Okay, looks like I'm using this doohickey. Wait, I can move this too, actually. All right, so it's F to lower and... Yeah. It says this is needs a little... Okay. This side, maybe? Or no, it's the trim. Okay. It was the trim. I know I've said this before, but I freaking love this orange hint dot that we didn't have the first time. Oh my god, it's such a lifesaver. Okay. Ta-da! I didn't have to go into other menus and hunt around and click on things. The little orange dot just kind of guides me to that tiny little 1% that we're missing. Airship. Oh. Whoa. That'll trip up your megalophobia, won't it? Alright. Where should I start? I'm going to start by petting the kitty. I'm going to take a look around. How far can I go? I am quite nosy, aren't I? Oh, wait, I was going to buy some stuff and forgot. Let's not worry too much about the cosmetics. We could customize our van this go around. Washer equipment. What's so great about these? Wow. All right. medium duty wash and all of its attachments at the same time. Okay. Prime Vista 2400. So I'll have to remember to use the 2400. I don't really want to spend a ton on wash cosmetics. Yeah, we never really see ourselves, so I'm not worried about that. Now I'm out of money. Okay. Urban X2, U2. Oh. Okay, how do I use the new... How do I switch equipment? Dishwasher. Well, I'm not worried about changing the style. I'm worried about changing my equipment. Uh-oh. That's something I can only do at the home base, maybe? Okay. I have to figure this out. You know, I'm a little confused about my equipment. How do I Well, I am just beyond confused. Hell, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Back to the airship. Okay. Wow. Well, at least the scaffolding is large enough. Y'all ready for this? Looks like the Planet Express ship. You know what? Yep. I think that's going to be a lot smarter than trying to do it the old-fashioned way. Of course, we can't just hover on the sides. We'll have to move the scaffolding around to get the sides, but don't fall. I'm gonna try. Although there's no real punishment here, like there's no fall damage. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I enjoyed the first one, and I'm really enjoying this one. It's as satisfying to play as it is to watch, I promise. Or vice versa. You know, we didn't have this tool in the first game. Can we get through this entire job without mentioning the Hindenburg once? Nope, too late. You mentioned it. I like this pink. I don't usually like pink. I like this pink. I don't know what you would call this color of pink. It's kind of like a purplish pink. This pink I like. I can get behind this. It would have taken us 2 or 3 days doing this the old way. Now my plan for tomorrow, if nothing changes and nothing happens, is I'm going to try to play a good bit of Pokemon tomorrow. I would like to play for more hours than I usually do. And like I said, that way we have some stuff going out on the channel while I'm gone on my trip. So Saturday and Sunday, I might make those heavily Pokemon days or something, you know. Because we still need to get through Ultra Sun, and we still need to wrap up Pokopia. Although Pokopia is going to take a while, because I found out that we missed some parts on the Pallet Town Island that you take Cycling Road to get to. And then, of course, there's a DLC, which I haven't even started. So, I kind of wanted to do it today, but today was one of those days where I did good just to get done what I got done IRL, you know. And then it got so late by the time I sat down to stream that I was like, I don't feel like doing Pokemon. We'll do this. But if nothing changes between now and tomorrow morning when I get up, we should be doing some Pokemon stuff tomorrow. Hopefully some Ultra Sunny. I might make tomorrow strictly Ultra Sun day. We have a lot of ground to cover on Ultra Sun too. We had just gotten to the Ether Foundation, and we were going to tour the facilities. We ran out of time the other day. So that will most likely be what we work on tomorrow. Good old Ether Foundation. Yeah, I guess because of the shape here, this just reminds me of the Planet Express ship. Which I really wish we could power wash that. Oh, that would be nice. And over there is my intergalactic spaceship. Let me show, I built it myself. Let me show you several links of wire I used. Oh my no. There we go. I'm assuming this is kind of like some sort of be like your radar or your antenna or for communications or whatever. I don't really know. I don't know what this is. I don't know anything about airships and blimps. I don't know anything. I know about the Hindenburg. I know about Team Rocket's hot air balloon. And I think there was one of these in one of the Indiana Jones movies. Other than that, that's all the knowledge I have. I got nothing. Never been up in one of the big balloons. I'd be willing to go up in one of these as long as I had a parachute. I don't trust it not to come crashing down to the ground. I got to be able to jump out of it if something goes wrong. Sorry. I trust human engineering to a certain point. Getting up into the air, that's a whole other thing. There's just so much that could go wrong. And Murphy's Law will be in full effect. And I just don't feel comfortable going up without a parachute. Now, I get that you can't go up in a parachute in every time, like especially if you're on like a commercial airliner and you're traveling. There's no parachute to be had. If something happens, you're just dead. I understand that. But like with this blimp, blimps are kind of like slow and low enough to where if something goes wrong, I expect to be able to be allowed to jump out. You know? I'll tell you what's funny too. If you look at artwork from the early 20th century, I mean literally 100 years ago at this point, from the 1920s, there's a lot of like what they thought the future would look like, and cars were still relatively new, so they weren't a big, you know, people didn't really factor cars into their idea of what the future would look like. So a lot of the futuristic artwork depicts like flying ships and things like that being the big mode of transportation, like buses and trolleys and things were to be replaced by giant blimps and whatnot. Of course, we know that didn't happen that way, but still, it's fun to go back and think what people 100 years ago thought things would look like now. Hell, I mean, even into the 80s and 90s, people were still going on about flying cars. Oh, we're going to get our flying cars. You don't want flying cars. You don't even want self-driving cars. You really don't. You really don't. You don't want that headache. I promise. So I have a wax melt going behind me, and it's supposed to smell like fresh cotton, fresh linens. It doesn't. It just stinks. I bought a different brand this time. I won't do that again. Usually I don't like to do rosy, flowery, like scents like that because they just remind me of like funeral homes and stuff, but I'm very picky with what scent I get from my wax burner. And I try to do the wax burner over actual candles because, you know, fire. But I don't know. Usually I get my wax melts at Walmart when I go in to get everything else. But this time, got one from Dollar General, and it's like, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't like Dollar General. I hate Dollar General. I'll go in the Dollar Tree sometimes for kicks and giggles. I don't mind the Dollar Tree. And where I live, in order to go anywhere other than a Walmart, I got to leave town and drive to the next county. Because I live in bumfuck nowhere. But I hate Dollar General. I've hated them since they first started to show up around here. They're terrible. They're cramped. They're usually filthy and destroyed. Everything is sticky for some. I don't like it. And you're probably like, wow, those are very specific reasons not to like Dollar Tree. It's every Dollar Tree here. They're all cramped. The prices are terrible. The quality of the products they have are terrible. I just don't like Dollar General. I'm sorry. Dollar General's like, well, fuck you too. We're never going to sponsor you. Good. Wasn't going to ask. I don't do sponsored content over here. Ooh, apple cinnamon does sound good. Well, usually during the spring, I try to get something spring-like. Something that's light and airy, you know, like the fresh linen is what I use in the dead of winter and what I use in the dead of summer. I try to stick with the fresh linen because it's a neutral smell and it's not tied to any season. But in the spring, I go with something light, not heavily flowery. Again, I don't like the flower scents. It just makes me think funeral home. But I'll try my best to get as close to I can to something spring-like. Now, autumn, all bets are off. When autumn gets here, when it's fall, pumpkin spice. I'm a basic bitch. I gotta go with the pumpkin spice. And then, of course, when you get into November and you get closer to Thanksgiving and you start getting not too far away from Christmas, you get into the cinnamon smells. I start picking things that have cinnamon, brown sugar, stuff like that. Cookie baking smells. Oh, the sun's going down at 4:30 in the evening. It's kind of nipply and cold outside. You're miserable already and winter hasn't even started, but your home smells great. And the fun thing is I keep my place so immaculate that I'm not trying to cover up like rotting food, dirty laundry. I'm not trying to cover up pet smells. Like, you know, we had 2 dogs until last Friday and one passed away. Now we're down to 1 dog and 1 cat. The dog is housebroken. He goes outside to do his business, and the cat, the box gets cleaned after every time he poops. Like, you can let pee sit in the box maybe for a few hours, but as soon as he poops, it gets scooped. We don't let that sit to rot and smell. Ugh. Now, if you're going to have a cat, you got to just bite the bullet and clean every time he goes. Because there's no amount of special litter, no amount of scented whatever you could buy, candles you could light, incense you can burn. None of that shit's going to cover up the fact that you got a cat in the house if you let his shit just sit in the box. No, you got to clean it immediately. And I hate incense. I'll burn a candle. I'll burn some wax melt stuff. But my entire life, I have hated incense. I'm sorry to incense people. I hate it. This is coming along nicely. I do want to go up in a hot air balloon, though. I've never been up in one. I've always wanted to go up in one. I think it would be so fun. It's on my to-do list. I just got to figure out where. Like, is there anywhere in my state that I could go and pay to go up in a hot air balloon, maybe? I'll have to Google that, actually. Because as I've said many times on this channel, I've never been in an airplane, helicopter, hot air balloon. I've never been on a boat or a ship that's not like a tiny little... The only boat I've ever been on is one of those little paddle boats you get in with another person and kind of go out on the lake. That's it. That's all I've ever been in. Other than that, just cars and trucks. Hell, I've never even been on public transit. Like, I've never been in buses and stuff like that. I've never traveled in an RV. I've always just traveled cars, vans, trucks, normal, everyday vehicles. Because when I went to school, my mom would always take us and pick us up from school. I never rode the bus. I've ridden one of those classic cliche yellow school buses once or twice in my life when we'd go on field trips, but I didn't ride them every day. The cats ruin your plants. The smells it, yeah. There's supposed to be some natural plants you can plant that will deter them from, like, taking a dump in your flower bed and ruining everything. I don't know what they are. You'd have to Google them. We had a bit of a wildcat issue here in my neighborhood years and years ago. It started with my neighbor getting one cat, and then she got tired of the cat and let it outside, and then it kind of snowballed from there. That cat turned into 2 cats that turned into 18 that turned into 82, and we had to have animal control come out and set traps and kind of start collecting all these cats. I wish people were more responsible. Our cat has been neutered. Our dog that passed away had been spayed. The dog that we have left is just a little schnauzer, and he's never going to be around other dogs, so my dad didn't bother getting him fixed. But you better believe all our pets other than that one dog are usually fixed. You don't get your cat fixed, he's just going to urinate all over the house. We got that cat fixed the second the vet said he was old enough. Okay. I think I've done enough at the top to where I can start hitting it from the sides. Well, when I finish this part. Give me a second. I had to take my PM pills, and I don't know if I'm allowed to do that on video. Well, I'll just go ahead and turn the face cam off and back in. Calm down, YouTube. It's blood pressure medicine. Because I'm 41 years old. And I have to take my blood pressure medicine. Do 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 do. Where exactly is the door on this thing? Wait, you didn't ping. The bottom one pinged. There we go. What'd that say? No. Well, there's the door. I saw handprints right before I washed away. I can't open it. Okay. I assume that's the bar that you step on to step up into. Well, I can't open it. This is a really pretty blue, though. Look at that. You can see the reflection of my van. Okay. Oh. Oh, snap. The whole bottom side. Okay. Yep. So Lewis came in after I said all this at the beginning of the episode. But I started watching the Orville, which is kind of like an homage to old Star Trek. And it's less stupid than I thought it would be. I thought I was going to be in for like Family Guy, set in the Star Trek universe. No, it's actually really good. Like in the absence of good Star Trek, because all modern Star Trek is absolute ass dog shit, it's really good. It's formatted like Star Trek Next Gen, which is peak Star Trek. And I'm not even that big a Star Trek fan. Like I like it passingly, like anybody else. I'm not like a super fan or anything. I watched it all once and never went back. Once was good enough. But the Orville is really good. I'm still watching through season 1 though. Whether it holds up or not, I don't know. Guess we'll see. I think shows like From are just yanking my chain. I don't think we're ever going to get the mystery solved. And when we do, I think it's going to be something really stupid. I think Severance has started to go down that same path of like, okay, already, let's start getting somewhere with this. What's your point? You know what I mean? The shows like that aren't meant to go on forever. They really better start taking it somewhere. I know Lewis is in the middle of watching it, but I'm all caught up and I'm just waiting on a new season. And I talked about this the other day, but It's Always Sunny is back, and I really didn't get super into those first 2 episodes. I don't know. They've never really done a bad episode, but it's like, okay. And of course, it could be me. Like, I could just be tired of television. I don't know. I kind of want to power wash a spaceship now. I hope there's a spaceship in this, involved with this one. We did do the Mars rover before, though. You guys were around for Power Wash Simulator 1. We went to Mars. Like, we didn't even wash that sucker while it was still here on Earth. We literally went to Mars, washed it while on Mars, then came home. We're just adding all sorts of dirt, aren't you? Oh, the back tires. Yeah, of course. How soon do you get to Morole? Oh, it's either this is the cement truck. Oh no, your cement truck seized up. Well, I don't know what you want me to do about that. Once cement's hardens, it's done. Like, I can't help you with that. I can clean the truck, but you're gonna have to blast that stuff out of there. I know he doesn't expect me to wash it out with water. Oh, I don't understand why I'm having gas pains. I had my chicken and broccoli for dinner. How? How is that giving me indigestion in the form of like gas? I don't understand. But do I feel it? Feel it in my that space between your stomach and your chest. Bloated. I want to know what that says. Danger, jet intake. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Something I mentioned on the show the other day that I've still been thinking about is like, when are we going to get a new Mario game? Been a hot minute. Still waiting. Although I did recently, like a couple of months ago, or at some point this year, I did go back and tackle the DLC for Mario Wonder, which was terrible. I mean, Mario Wonder was great, but the DLC was awful. Total scam. Total scam. I think I might be done with DLC for a while. Like, Pokemon's got its hooks in me. I'll probably cough up the money for that DLC, but the DLC for Legends ZA was such a huge letdown and scam. Like, every DLC that I've bought the past year or two has been colossally disappointing. That Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC was garbage. It's just not worth it. Not worth it at all. And I'm not even really opposed to DLC like I used to be. Like, in an ideal world, you know, you would finish your game, sell it, and then make minimum to no updates to it. Because I grew up playing video games in the analog pre-internet era where once something shipped, there was no patching it to be had. It shipped the way it was. It was shipped the way it was. That was just it forever. But now they can patch games, which I suppose is okay. Not the worst thing in the world, but purposely cutting content out just so that you can have them pay extra for it later as DLC is really scummy and scammy, if you ask me. We already paid so much money for the base game. You want me to give you even more money? At least if it were good. They don't even bother to make it good. But like, again, in my opinion, in an ideal world, DLC would be relegated to, well, we didn't know this game was going to take off the way that it did. We thought that it would be moderate to okay sales, but it blew up and became a bestseller. So we want to honor that by giving people a little more. So we've come up with some DLC for it. Now that, to me, is really the only way you should do DLC. You shouldn't plan DLC for a game when you're making the game. You should ship the game fully, as is, without intending to release updates, like DLC updates. If you want to patch a bug or something, that's fine. But yeah, I've soured on DLC, which, you know, younger me said DLC was for rubes anyway, who don't know the value of money and are stupid and will just hand corporations over their money without asking or without questioning it. That was my opinion back in the day. I'm reverting to that opinion now. I'm afraid I have to go back to that opinion. And people defend it too. People will bite your head clean off. They're like, you're just being a negative Nancy. You hate everything. It's just, okay. I mean, you're not wrong, but also I'm not wrong either in what I'm saying. I doubt they'll do a Mario Odyssey 2. I feel like if they were going to, it would have been a Switch 1 title. But then again, Nintendo has become so unpredictable, yet predictable. I'd say all bets are off. I have no idea what they're going to do. If I were them, I wouldn't. But Nintendo does a lot of stuff that I wouldn't do. You know, if I were in charge, I would run the company, you know, good. But that's just me. See, I need this to be a little closer than the game will let me put it. My big thing is going to be Smash Brothers. Kind of want to see how that's going to look. I've been telling Tyler for years, I'm really worried that it's just going to be like Smash Brothers Ultimate, cleaned up and ported over to the Switch 2. I don't think he's going to make a whole new base game from scratch. I could be wrong. I'm often wrong about a lot of things. But my gut's telling me that might be what they do to try to save money and whatnot. Because they're having to raise the price of the Switch 2 now. And I don't think a lot of people are going to be down for that. Which, here's my thing too. If the Switch 2 ends up being just like the Wii U was, where it doesn't sell much and people are just kind of over it at this point, and they're worried more about like PC, and because PC's taken off, you know, then I might just have to be done with their bullshit altogether, because it's like, I keep giving Nintendo the benefit of the doubt. I keep giving them trust. I keep giving them money, and they just keep shitting all over me. So it's like, at this point, it's my fault for continuing to allow it. You know? Because this, you know, like even Tyler and I bought every new Nintendo console our entire lives, you know. He did not get the Switch right away. He did not get the Switch 2 right away. I don't even think he got the Wii U right away. If I hadn't have been doing the YouTube thing, I wouldn't have got the Switch 2 right away either. The three primary reasons I decided to get the Switch 2 upon release was I do my streams. That's where the Pokemon series is, and Metroid Prime 4 was coming out. Those were my three deciding factors for buying in early. Now I'm kind of happy I did, although I was worried a little bit that they would kind of make a newer, better version and shit all over me. People who were early adopters. Here's our new model with an even better battery. And I'm just like, at that point, I'd have something to say to them directly. Like, I'd be emailing them, you owe me a new battery, motherfucker. But I don't know. I always complain about it and nothing ever changes. Like, people just keep acting the same. Like, people don't wise up and make better choices. So like, I was watching a stream earlier today, and the YouTuber was talking about Chick-fil-A, and I was just screaming at the TV, you shouldn't be eating Chick-fil-A, you stupid asshole. What are you doing? Nobody listens. Then they were talking about the Cybertruck, and I was like, yeah, okay. You hate it. I'm glad you hate it. Because the person who made the Cybertruck is a literal Nazi. Like, just straight up Nazi. But there's still assholes out here riding around thinking that it's futuristic and cool. You're riding around in a Nazi mobile, but you do you, boo-boo. Couldn't be me, wouldn't be me, won't be me. Never, ever, 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 ever. Tyler did tell me the other day that that jackass is in some major legal trouble, and I laughed and I laughed. Okay. Not seeing anything else down here. I think we've pretty much cleared this part. So now we will focus our efforts on the sides of the balloon. Oh, I really love having these long nozzles, let me tell you. Look at that. Look at that. I don't even have to be right up on it anymore. That's a thing of beauty, I tell you. One of the things I'm doing, though, to try to help the situation that I find myself in, like with Nintendo and whatnot, is I'm not following them every day. Like, I'm not online looking at gaming news every day. So, I'm kind of just relying on my friends to tell me when something new gets announced. And I'll go from there. I'm not paying attention to Pokemon news or anything like that either. So the way I have it set up now, so specifically, unless Lewis or Tyler DM me in Discord or place it in the Discord server that I have, unless they do one of those two things, I don't know about it. I don't know what Community Day Pokemon are coming up in Pokemon Go. I don't know what events are being planned or announced. I don't know anything. I'm completely blind right now. And I gotta tell you, I've never been happier. It feels like it felt when I was a kid. I wake up every day. I do all the things I have to do during the day, my responsibilities, so on and so forth. I get my work done. And then if I pick up my phone, it's either to, message Tyler or Lewis in the Discord or whatever, or I play Pokemon Go on my phone. No social media, no news, just talking to my friends and playing games. My mental health in just a few weeks of doing it has improved so drastically. The only problem with it is when you talk about it, it's best to say it once and let it go, because the internet is full of millions of people who just quit social media, but had to come on social media and tell you that they quit social media. They'll make a YouTube video, 30 minutes long. Very pretentious YouTube video telling you about how They're so superior to you because they're not on Facebook. You do get those people, and you kind of have to watch out for those guys. And I feel like I'm coming off that way a little bit, but I'm just sharing, you know, what's going on with me at the moment. I'm keeping myself in a bubble, and I feel like that'll help me when a new game comes out. I won't have seen a ton of like updates leading up to it, because like when a new Pokemon game comes out, I already know half the Pokedex. I've already seen so many leaks on social media. I know so much of the game before I even get my hands on it. I've already formulated an opinion on whether I like it or not based on leaks and stuff on the internet. And we used to not be able to do that back pre-internet, you know, when it came to movies, television, video games, stuff like that. You got a trailer and you had like critics' reviews. You didn't have a vast network of everybody being online talking about a product before you even got to play. Half the time when I was growing up, I got handed a cartridge and said, "You want to play this?" And I would look at the sticker and make a judgment call. And even if I didn't like the sticker, I'd play it anyway. There was no fucking getting online when I was a kid to watch a trailer, see if the game was any good, to see if other people liked it. I existed in a vacuum of one person. Because when I was little, so the NES came out in 1985. It came out when I was literally 1 year old. So by the time I was 4 and 5, my dad, you know, he had seen my uncle playing one. He went out and got the family one, and we had an NES, and my uncle moved on away from it, and he had a huge stack of NES cartridges. He gave them to us, and that's the games I had for years. You know, hand-me-down NES games. Then the Super Nintendo came out. My dad got us one. But I didn't have a bunch of cartridges. For the SNES over the years, I had maybe less than 20 games. Definitely less than 20 games during the run of the SNES. And the 64 was about more or less the same. With the 64, I didn't get one right away. I wasn't as super into games with the 64 era as I had been with the Super Nintendo. I'd already been through the Sega Genesis before the N64. And, you know, it's not like my parents are running out just to buy up a bunch of expensive electronics. You got stuff on special occasions, and that was it. But by the time the 64 came out, Tyler and I were friends. So we had each other to go off of on whether a game was good or not. And Tyler had a subscription to Nintendo Power. So that was kind of our pre-internet way of knowing what games were coming out, whether we liked them or not, because we saw stuff like Banjo-Kazooie before it even got released. You know, we had Nintendo Power, and we were, you know, Tyler was keeping up. I didn't keep up with it. I was oblivious and didn't know what was happening. But Tyler kept up with that kind of stuff in Nintendo Power. I just would go over to his house and play whatever he had. But through Tyler, I got to play Smash Brothers and GoldenEye and a bunch of stuff that I would never have played otherwise. I don't even know that I would have gotten an N64. I don't know that I would have bothered getting an N64. Like I could be living. It's a sliding doors moment. If you've ever seen that movie, I could be living in a completely different reality right now. If I hadn't met Tyler and become so good friends with him, because he was the one who was super into video games. I was just passively into video games the same way any other little boy would have been in the 90s. I honestly could take or leave them. They were not my favorite thing in the world. They just existed to me. Kind of in the way they do now. I mean, obviously, I have a very hard devotion to things like Pokemon, but other than that, like, I never played another game tomorrow. It wouldn't affect my life. I don't give a shit. I've said it a million times on this channel. I do video game content on YouTube because I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to do anything else. You're not allowed to play music. You're not allowed to watch TV and movies. You're not allowed to do anything. All you can do is just play video games. What can I do? Can I use a wider nozzle maybe? No, it don't work the same. It doesn't work the same. I think when this smartwatch dies, I think I'm just gonna try and get like a pedometer to go on my wrist instead of a smartwatch, because I don't like when your Bluetooth is turned on your phone, it sucks your battery dry. So I don't really have my smartwatch ever connected to my phone. I don't use it for calls and text. Although, to be honest, I never get calls and texts. 99% of my communications are through Discord. I can go weeks without sending a text until I need to text my parents or my sister. Because if I'm going to text Tyler, I'm going to do it through Discord. It's just what I've gotten used to. And I don't have to call my parents. I could just go talk to them. Like, we don't live states away, is anything like that. I just go talk to them. Yeah, and like I even when I call Tyler and talk to him, we use Discord because Discord is so clean and easy to hear. Like, and it could just be me, but like when I make a phone call, phone sucks. I can't understand a word people say on the telephone. Like, internet calling is so crisp and clean. I can understand what the fuck you're saying. I can't with the telephone. When I'm trying to talk to somebody on the phone, it's just broken and garbly and fading in and out. Yeah, no. Hate the fucking phone. The only time I get phone calls anymore are spam. And when I had my Google Pixel, it would pretty much handle all of that. It would screen my calls, tell me they were potential spam, and I didn't have to push a button or lift a finger. But now that I'm back on Samsung don't do that shit. It's like, you're getting a call, asshole. Do you want it or not? And I'm just like, no, I don't. No. I don't. I wish there was a way to turn the phone part of my phone off. Like, I just want to be able to take this brick with me everywhere and use it for the internet and data only. Because anybody that should be getting in touch with me and that I want to get in touch with me is going to do so through the internet or in person. Just, it should be illegal at this point in every country. Like, not even just the United States. It should be globally illegal to receive calls from companies, solicitation calls, things like that, where, hey, we want to sell you some siding or some insurance. No. Shouldn't be allowed. Should not be allowed. How close? So we want to get started on this back side. Of course, I want to pet Mr. Kitty. Job's taking a little longer than I thought it would, unfortunately. This is just going to take this long. Whale. A whale. You know what? I can hit this from here. Shit. I'm surprised I could reach this from down here. Oh, snap. Okay. Oh. Oh, come on. That has to be the whole thing. Where? There we go. 80% of the calls you get are spam. I know, right? It's bullshit. It shouldn't be allowed. We're so close to having this done. I really don't want to divide this job up into 2 episodes, but we're running long. Usually an episode of my show anymore is about an hour and a half. It used to be an hour. I've stretched it a lot in recent times to 2 hours when I needed to, but I don't know. Just keep spraying. We might get there. It is satisfying though, because I could take the scaffolding and go up and hit it with a wider nozzle and get more while I'm doing it, but I don't know. I'm having such fun getting it in little strips. It's adding more time to the job, yeah, but I don't know. I like it. I'm having fun. It is starting to hurt my hand though. And that candle wax melt thing is starting to give me a headache. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, is everything gonna go wrong? What are you doing hosing down an air shot in the middle of my recreation grounds? Please take care not to spray any flex back onto the bandstand. We can... Oh, fuck off. I guess I keep hearing something in the background of the game. Couldn't tell if it was in the game or IRL, but you don't hear anything IRL. Now what is this device? that is covered, I mean absolutely covered in gum. Okay. Okay. This is taking too long. I'm starting to get bored. I want this to be done. I want it to be over. Over. At least we have a lovely day for this. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm gonna put you to work. She's like, no, the fuck you not. I might. Maybe it'll go faster if I just do it this way. Because doing it from the ground seems to be taking too long. Well, we have to move this whole platform. Yep. You know what? Before I move this, I want to go over here and see why it's not letting me count. This is finished. Also, I just realized I have 2 of these. So 2 of these I shall use. Oh, come on, that's clean. Okay. Count it. Where? Where are you claiming dirt? Lord. Really? I did a sloppy job, didn't I? Ah! Oh my God, did I ever do a sloppy job? Okay. Well. Yeah. Not good. Not good. This is not good. Okay. Well. Lord and how am I on? Jeez. Jeez Louise. Ah, even the tail is messy. Okay. Well, this was a sloppy job. I should have done better. What? Even this part? No. 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 This is bullshit. I'm gonna tell on you. Lord, even this part. Jesus. You finicky bitch. It's not even letting me reach it from down here. You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? Whoops. What now, bitch? Oh, goddamn it. I am gonna snatch your ball. You couldn't let me just have that a little bit? You gotta make me go through all this? Okay, I remember that. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, this part too, huh? Yeesh. It's just the front now. I hope. No. What part is it not? Oh, Lord. I'll do as much as I can from this angle. It's just a giant football. Okay. Okay. And move around to the front. Or I should probably be right. No, I still have to get the front too. Right about. And then just. Yeah, this took a lot longer than I thought it would. Like, when we first got here and walked across the field and walked up to it, I thought, okay, this is big, but it's so much like exposed, round, open space. This shouldn't take super long. 2 hours later. Okay, Eric. Oh, shit. You know what? I just noticed. Yep. Thought so. I should probably go up to the top before moving it. Well, the thing is, I need to be like hanging off the side so that I can do this. Because when I move it again, we're going to go around the other side here. Shit. I moved it too far. I did not even notice that I had missed from that far back. It's kind of working. I'll have to climb up there. Where? Without me falling. Where? Wrong button. And I fell. Bitch. No, I still have to get the nose. I moved this for no reason. Put it. Why must you fight me on everything? Why? Why? Get the nipple. Oh my God. I feel like I've been sitting here for days. Come on, we're so close to being done. I can see the finish line. Splat. All right. God damn it. Well, no, I can't go up the ladder. I have to go up the stairs. Because I have to be able to hit this stupid thing on the front. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Okay. Too close? Yeah. I hear the sonic grounding music because we're getting so close. Dun 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 dun. That sonic drowning music is the stuff of nightmares. I honestly think that's where my water trouble started with video games. It had to be Sonic. Because yeah, there were water stages in Mario, but they were always like benign and harmless. Like original Mario for the NES, yeah, water stages were pretty harmless. They weren't really too difficult. Mario 2, I don't remember it having water stages. I remember that game just being all fucking desert, and that was annoying. But Mario 3 had water stages that were kind of reminiscent of Mario 1. They weren't super difficult. They were more platforming than underwater, honestly, if I'm being real with you. But Sonic to this day, I still bitch about that because it's like your game is about your character running really, really fast around loops and over hills, and then you plop him in the water. He can't swim. He sinks like a stone. And you can move very slowly. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It bothers me to this day, and that's been 30 years ago. It bothers me so. Oh, it bothers me so. I was bitching about it when Tyler and I was playing. We were playing golf with your friends a few nights ago, and I was bitching about it then too. Why? Why water? Why is it always water? It's always water. All right, let's find what spot we're missing. All right, yellow or orange dot, take me there. Oh, wow. All right. Oh my God. This thing goes up so high. I was like, really? Fuck. All right, fine, 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 fine. Oh, there it is. Now where? Really, the door? Oh. Oh, and there was one spot I saw way earlier. The backmost thruster. Yeah. I noticed that earlier. I didn't say anything. I figured we save it to the last. You're not gonna fucking let me put this? You gonna be a bitch about this too? Hello? Stupid. There we go. Not bad for a 2-hour episode, huh? We got real quiet towards the end, but you can't really blame me. I ran out of stuff to talk about. Excellent work, Dirt Finder. I don't understand that name, Dirt Finder. I don't find the dirt. I clean the dirt. The dirt was already there. Everybody saw the dirt. Next stop for my airship, the wonderful industrial town of Fumarole. Fumarole. I'd be glad to get that one out of the way. They let me there, of course. They're very rare. They're very in your face. Which is why I'll be remaining 4,000 feet up. They've gotten... And don't think I've forgotten about my cat. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. What happened to his cat? Did I miss some plot with the cat? I don't know, and I don't care. We've put in our hours for the day. Ooh, the cement truck. That's what we'll pick up on next time. All right. Well, I'm out. See you, folks.